Good afternoon, this is Nick with Williams Sewer Line Inspectors performing a video inspection for 1716 Victoria Avenue in Los Angeles. Right now we're looking into the city sewer. This is 87 feet from our point of entry. This is the connection to the city sewer. This is a concrete material. Looks like the city sewer is also made of this concrete material. And that's actually not carrying on in that material back towards the house. As soon as we start towards the house, it becomes a clay pipe. The connection is a slight bit offset there, but that's fairly typical to see for the connection to the city sewer, and it's definitely within tolerances. Fairly well connected joint here. What we're looking for in this clay pipe is we're looking for cracks which would allow sewage to escape the system. We're also looking for heavy, extensive root systems coming into the pipe. I believe this pipe might have been recently cleaned. There's a little bit of mortar here in the pipe that's perfectly acceptable in a clay line. Again, some mortar in the pipe. This will be underneath the street in front of the house. A little bit more here. They're shorter pipe sections. A little bit of an offset in the pipe, but it's not causing any trouble. Should be getting fairly close to the sidewalk now as we're pulling back towards the house. So far, no major cracks in the line, no major separations that would be a problem. All the offsets are within tolerance. All the roots appear to have been cleaned out. Tiny hairline crack in the line, just in the joint. This is an acceptable issue. It's really evidence that the line is experiencing stress in the past. It's not something that's a problem for the actual function of the sewer line. As we continue to pull back here, we are now, I believe, on property. This is a little bit of an offset here. Something you might want to take a look at in another few years just to see if it's moving or not. Right now what we're seeing is a snapshot in time of this pipe, and it, based off the information that we can see, it's quite likely that this pipe has looked like this for the last 20 years or more without any change. Right now there's nothing in it that would give me evidence to suspect that it is broken. Another look at it in a few years' time may show that it's in motion at this time, just slowly settling or moving, at which point it would be a good idea to repair it, but at this point it's really not giving me any evidence to indicate that it would be broken. Just a slight offset like that is within tolerances for an older clay line. Here we go into a cast iron pipe. I'll locate this and put that information onto the written report. Excuse me. I'll put it onto the written report exactly where this cast iron ends. This cast iron pipe has quite heavy rust and deformation from the oxidation which has been occurring in it. Cast iron typically lasts between 60 and 80 years. This cast iron is definitely getting closer to the time when it's going to need to be replaced. What we look to see in cast iron pipe to give us definite confirmation that the pipe is no longer usable is evidence that holes exist. This would consist of actually being able to see the hole, typically be found on the bottom of the pipe where the water is wearing away, or evidence of the hole in terms of roots penetrating through the walls of the pipe. If roots come in through the walls of a cast iron pipe, it's a sure sign that there's a hole in the pipe. Visually, and I'm not seeing any roots. So there's no clear indication of failure in the pipe. I would advise that this cast iron portion of the pipe will give you a good idea of when the failure begins and give you some advanced information on when to go ahead and fix it. This is a one-directional access point here. This appears to be a plastic pipe here. And this is installed for the purpose of inspecting the line and cleaning it out. It's perfectly situated just before the house. The line's running out towards the street, meaning the city sewer underneath the street, about halfway across the street. So, just to sum up on what was found on this line, it's cast iron for about 47 feet. The cast iron's very much older and getting close to needing a replacement. The clay, which then takes over underneath the front yard and runs out underneath the sidewalk, is in good shape right now. It transitions to a larger pipe as it goes underneath the city property and into the street. It's still a clay pipe, and that's also doing very well. The concrete city sewer line has a proper connection to this line. So at this point there's nothing that I'm seeing that absolutely requires upgrade. The cast iron will require upgrade sometime probably in the next 10 years. It should be looked at every couple of years just to see when it starts to go and then advise on when it should be replaced. Again, this is Nick with Williams Sewer Line Inspectors. Thank you very much. Please see my written report for all final findings and recommendations, and have a great day.